Let's get. Alan, me and Alan wanna, and there's several leaders in here, we wanna welcome everybody to mine and Billy's home, and me and Alan just kind of thought that we would try to bring some of our people in our area together. Thankful that Palmer and Andrea's here, Jerry and Allison's here, but guys, we're gonna keep this kind of just super casual. Like Andrea's kind of standing in the bathroom way, but there's also a bathroom through my bedroom. Please feel free to go back that way or whatever. Get up, get a drink. Just make yourself at home. Ask questions.
Yes. A lot of fun today.
Yes, ask questions at any time. So guys, thank y'all for being here. And I have a cheat sheet, so y'all have to excuse me for that. But like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm super excited about this, and we've got Brent Palmer is here today, and he's back there making pictures. Guys, he's a pretty much a superstar in our town, and I'm very, very appreciative of him being here to show us, and he's gonna get up and tell us he's a multi-million-dollar man. He's not even paying attention. But guys, I want y'all to welcome Brent Palmer.
I'm shooting pictures back there. I'm like, so, hey, everybody. All right, so it's always super uncomfortable at the beginning, okay? But when Buffy and Billy say they want you to be at home, I've known Buffy and Billy for years, and truly, just today is going to be a fun day, and one of the things that I love about what we do, and we got a lot of people tuning in from literally all over the world, from across Canada, all over the United States, is tuning in to this, because what we got going on over the next couple of years, people are either going to say, I was there, I saw it, I didn't take action, wish I would have. There's going to be people that say, I was there, I was in it, I took some action. And then there's going to be people that say, hey, I got all I could get of it. I've watched the movie play out before, and I've seen it in another company. And so today is definitely not about me. I've kind of got the first part. But what I love about this is we really are a family. And when I see new faces come here, they normally start off like this, you know? And over time, they realize that we're really just great people from all different walks of life that care about humans. And in our world today, I don't think we can get enough of those people. And that's kind of my story. I was a high school football coach here locally. And I went on to be a principal of a high school, assistant principal, and athletic director. And I really found this thing well over a decade ago. And I was at a place a lot like kind of where a lot of people are today in our economy. I went to school, I'd gotten the degrees, but I was still struggling to make it paycheck to paycheck. Gas prices were climbing, if you remember 2011. And so this little seaweed company come along that nobody knew about. My dad still thinks it's crazy. So I just decided, hey, what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, I do this thing and it don't work. It's going to cost me about the price of a kid's Xbox. That's not life-changing money. I have people all the time, they're like, man, I heard this person lost everything they had. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. That might be what they're telling the people. But I just saw an opportunity and went, man, what if I can make an extra $500, $1,000 a month here? And so I jumped on board and we started growing the company. And we took the company to over $100 million and we spread it across the United States, and we took it into Mexico and Japan and South America and all these places. This little seaweed company, and I still go to ball games. People go, "You still selling that seaweed?" No, a little bit. But it changed my life. It changed everything for our family. And I have a lot of people today that says, "Well, what did it do for the other people?" In our company, in this company yesterday, a guy named Michael Huffaker, who hasn't worked the business in a long time, received a $10,000 bonus for partner. And when the executives called me, they said, who's this guy? And I said, he works for Sunshine Homes. He's over their facility. And I said, but he was really, really instrumental on helping us build the Lingo company. And so I called him up, and he's my best friend. We went to high school together. We played ball together. We did everything together. And I called him, and he was almost taken back a little bit, like almost felt a little guilty. And I said, this is the dream. Like, this is what you want. This is the story you want to tell people. Like, that there's one day that somebody could build something up, and because the products are so good, people will reorder every month, not because they got to, because they want to, and it'll drive a residual paycheck into your home. And Michael's a great example of that. He gets a weekly residual every month, every week, and he has for years. So much so that he cashed a $10,000 bonus, savings plan bonus from the company yesterday. And they interviewed him, and it was fun for me, because that's what this thing is about. And so I just want you to know where I came from. Like, I did not have any money. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I did take a chance, but if the price of a kid's Xbox, I don't believe that's a big chance, or a big risk, but it paid off. And today, what I'm going to show you is something a lot bigger. We got our hands on something way, way bigger. And we always start this off with just to introduce what we got our hands on. Okay, so I'm going to take maybe 10 minutes to do that. But I want you to understand, like, why Partner Co. exists, what it's about. Okay, and what you're going to hear about throughout the day is, hopefully you're going to see, if you're skeptical, that, and everybody pretty much in the room is in Partner Co. So maybe you're not skeptical, but even if you are, what you're going to hear today is real people that are really having transformations on our product, first of all. But then you're going to also hear about real people that are making an extra $500,000, $2,000, $4,000 a month of income here, that haven't been doing this thing that long, right? Huh? I mean, it just hasn't been doing that thing. We got a system that people that do plug into it, I'm watching it generate more for their family than I have since I've been here. And we've got some guests that have come across Mississippi and Tennessee and different parts that's going to be sharing with you how they're making this happen. Okay, so my thing is I'm blessed to be one of the founders of Partner Co. And what happened, and this will make sense to everybody, but after 2020, after COVID, there was a couple of things that transpired. One is the nutritional world went vertical, meaning there ain't anybody that didn't, either their family or their close people around them were affected in 2020 by things that happened in the world. No matter what your belief is, I think we can all agree that things happen. It caused people to go, man, our immune system better be ramped up. Our our health, our weight, everything better be in check, because it's not if something else is gonna happen, it's when. When is something else coming our way? And so this year, the industry will probably do $4.5 trillion of business, the nutritional industry. But here's what happened that created the Partner Co opportunity. Supply chain issues. How many of you work a job where supply chain issues has been a real deal after COVID? Yeah. Supply chain issues. So for our industry, it's outsourcing raw materials. We are the largest exporter of a fruit out of Tahiti called noni. We take that fruit, we supply that whole island. It's unbelievable. I mean, we create the economic development for that island. And we do that for a lot of places that we get raw materials from. But it became hard for standalone companies. And so it cut into their revenue, and nutritional companies were struggling. And so the opportunity for Partner Co was like, what if we were to grab and partner with individual companies from around the world and say, come play with us. Like, let's all come under the one umbrella, a better together concept. We can leverage each other's raw materials. We can leverage each other's accounting department. We can leverage each other's, workload, and we'll have more strength in our numbers. We'll have more strength in our revenue. And that's kind of where the opportunity came from. And so we launched this thing. If you want to know ground floor, Diane, when do we launch Partner Co?
February 11th.
She'll never let me forget. I always say February the 14th. I see Diane. February 11th. So we launched Partner Co February the 11th. And the reason we have a company is because we wanted, truly, our symbol is like two hands coming together. We're better together. We want to be known as a partner company. And so a lot of people ask, like, how did you just start, but you're in over 50 plus countries around the world? Well, because when we brought all these companies together, they have products on the ground. We are licensed, we're registered, we have trademarks in different parts of the world. So if you go, man, I want to build in Korea, we got products on the ground. I want to build in Europe, we got products on the ground. Like, you just go to your website, change the flag, and look and see what the products are. We ship like Amazon to a lot of different places. And so that's why we're here in these different markets. The big four that we're in, we have our own China license. So China's big for us. Japan is big for us. All over North America and Europe is really big. So the big four is those markets. But we supply, I'm personally looking at going to South Africa in November. So that's why we're there. So the next thing is, when we brought these companies together, we've got over 100 SKUs of products. So when you think about, like, our company makes up really 7 multi-billion-dollar sectors in the health and nutritional world. So if you're looking for energy drinks, you can find them here. If you're looking for weight loss, you got it. If you're looking to affect your immune system, we've got the products for that. We were with a big company yesterday in Tupelo, Mississippi, that is in a medical sector. And they're looking at our products because they're like, man, your products are in the PDR. Your skincare is legit. Like, we've got really good products. And so one of the reasons that is we have a scientific advisory board. And I share that with everybody because what we realize as a company is most people from the minute they're young till they grow through, we're used to getting recommended by somebody that wears a white coat. And we're like, well, if they say it, it's got to be the gospel, right? So we tend not to even check up if somebody in a white coat tells us to take some. So what we did is we said, you know what? What if we bring together MDs, dentists, chiropractors, all parts of the wellness community? What if we brought them and created a scientific advisory board? And as we bring on companies, as we bring on products, we make sure this team of people make sure that we create the highest quality, the products that are the cleanest. And so we do that. And that's why our products, people would find them in the physician's desk records if they looked and did their due diligence. You know, now 99% of the world, what do? You recommend something, they try it out. If it creates results, they'll continue to buy. And so our products create results. Speaking of that, how many of you, so one of the products, I'm gonna focus on this one, and it's called Slenderize, but on social media, it's attacked the social media world by hormone balancing skinny drops. How many of you are using this product or has used it? All right, so let's go around. So just really quick. So who will tell me, Alan Schultz, the drops, what are you weight wise, what inches wise, just, it can be roundabout.
Myself, I will look at each about 45 pounds.
I mean,
I gotta have somebody calculate
45 pounds, got 45 pounds. You gotta raise your hand and tell us who you are. So who else? Allison? Okay,
I lost about 25 pounds.
25 pounds, Allison Wyndham, Mississippi. Jared?
7, I lost 7 pounds.
Seven, we gotta have it in. That's part of it. 7 pounds. Alan what? 25 pounds. Anybody else?
11.7 and he's lost
20 pounds and 11.7. Summer?
lost about 20 pounds and 20 inches.
20 pounds, 20 inches. 20 pounds, 20 inches.
I've lost 52 pounds on the drops. I just recently got back on it 2 weeks ago because I want to drop another 15 pounds.
Okay, Mr. Army Ranger right here. So, Brittany.
75 pounds and 26 inches.
Pounds, 26 inches. Andrew Ross.
20 pounds.
20 pounds. 35 pounds. Um,
32.
David,
32.
32 pounds out of Tennessee. David,
17.
17 pounds. 17, anybody? 18. 18 pounds.
I lost more than figure.
4 pounds? Every pound is good, right? How much weight just in, who wanted to share?
Eyes, chicken eyes.
Connie?
Connie.
33 and about 28 inches.
33 and 20 inches. Come on up, Cannon. I gotta show you Cannon Bar. You're gonna hear from Cannon in a minute. Cannon actually played for me at 165 pounds. We wish he was this big when he played. I'd have been a better coach. How much weight have you lost?
23 pounds.
23 pounds, and when I say he eats like a 12-year-old, he eats like a 12-year-old. I called him the other night, and I said, let's go eat. He said, Coach, I can't. I said, why? He said, I done ate 3 tacos from Taco Bell. Thank you, buddy. So, how much weight has been released? 345 pounds in this room today, and we didn't even get to everybody. So 345 pounds. So I always say, and please share today when you're up, you're mingling, because so many, to me, there's strength in when you look around and go, is that placebo? That's real people having real results. And these drops, if you put them on the shelf at Walmart, no one is going to buy these. They're going to walk past and go, that's a yellow white box. I don't think so. $140? Are you kidding me? But when you attach a weight loss story to it, or a hormone balancing story, or a supporting my thyroid story, or no night sweats, or I'm waking up without rainfall, or I've got more energy throughout the day story of real people, people go, Tell me how I can get that. Tell me a little more about those hormone balancing skinny drops, as they call them. And why is that word, whether you realize it or not, you go, I don't like skinny. If you wanted to create traffic to a product, in 4 words, you just did it. Hormone balancing skinny drops. So Lamont, without knowing anything about this product, if I said hormone balancing skinny drops, what do you think these drops do? Number 1, balance your hormones and could possibly lose some. There you go. So it tells a story in 4 words, and that makes all the difference in the world. So now you put it on the shelf and you put something beside it that says hormone balancing skinny drops, and people go, hey, tell me a little bit about that. I want to know some more. And that's what we got our hands on. So here's what the drops do in a more common terms standpoint is they balance the hormones in the body. When hormones start to be balanced, men's gonna and women are gonna experience better digestion. They're going to see a support in their thyroid. They're gonna see support in their pituitary gland. They're gonna see that these drops, if you were to do your due diligence and look at the clinical studies, attacks visceral fats in the body, which we all know are the fats stored around our organs, right? So it's like, would I rather not have fat surrounding my heart? Yeah. So that's what these things are helping us do the more consistent we stay on. But they also reduce cortisol. And so it's amazing what these drops do. And more, and Ernest Starks could tell you another police, but more and more of our medical community is turning to the drops going, hey, we need to offer these because these could possibly be something that people don't have to come off of. It could be something that people could continue to do to regulate their body, to balance themselves up, and to continue where they're not on this roller coaster of gaining and losing off fad diets. So what I want to show you really quick is this is what I show people that has never seen this before. So if you want to know, this is on your share out. Like if you've got if you've got our boards out, this is on the boards out, okay? So what we decided to do with the drops, because they have the results they have, is we decided to take it to where everybody's eyeballs are during the day, which is where? Social media. Like there's no question. People get 10 minutes at work, a little free time. They're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever form they use. And so we were like, we want to create something where we can show real people having real results, and traffic will come to that going, hey, Diane, will you tell me about those drops? Now Diane's going, I can sell that person come. All now I have to do is recommend what they are. So we started this is Kim Gray, Andalusia, Alabama. Great friend of mine. She's lost over 92 pounds. Okay. She has done amazing. But when I show her picture out on social media, what happens is, how many of you used Kim Gray's story and somebody's, look at the hands. Somebody went and said, tell me more. Tell me more about these drops. So we figured out that at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock is the best times to advertise before and afters on social media. So we post this, right? And people in traffic starts to ask questions. So I go through and I just wanted to show you a couple of the examples. My friend Joanne's loving the drops, 52 pounds down. Okay. A little text message here that was posted at 3 o'clock. We have, and a lot of you'll notice this because in our boards out, we have for new people when they come on board, we go, hey, we've already scripted and tailored you posts for the first 7 days. So if you've got literally 2 seconds, you can make a post, go about your day, and collect the results at the end of the day. So this text message says, I weighed in at 152 today. I don't mind sharing. I just prefer not to be tagged for now. Maybe once I go a month, I will be okay. And it starts to show 173 to 152 pounds. You know? And it starts to share. And there's a world out there that wants it. So I share that with you. I'm just gonna move through these really quick. This one I personally sold more drops with this picture on the boards out than any picture we got. But again, real people having real results. Amy is down close to Andalusia, Alabama, down in South Alabama with us, down to 147 pounds from 200. And then I want to show you Dr. Crystal. So Dr. Crystal runs a Facebook group called Circle of Health. When I met Crystal, she was over 300 pounds. She quit taking pictures. This is actually when she started losing weight. She wouldn't take pictures when she was over 300. And her whole deal was, she said, as a doctor, I was helping everybody else get healthy, and I was the last one. I was always the last one out of my clinic, the last one to provide, and she said, I let my body go. And so I've been a part of this 162-pound journey for Dr. Crystal. Crystal said, I've been on every fad diet there was. I even ate mud one time. But what I love about Crystal is she looks healthy after releasing 162 pounds. And that's hard to do. So I was actually saying that about Alan Schultz. I showed up in Tennessee the other day and I got out, and Alan was standing at the side, and I'm like, you know, it's kind of weird to say something about a dude. You look good. But he looks healthy. He looks healthy. I mean, I'm proud of it. But what we do with Circle of Health is Crystal's in that Facebook group, and she just responds to people. People get plateaus. They got questions. They share recipes in that group. Like, they just are a community that supports each other on the journey of balancing their hormones and supporting and helping aid in weight loss, weight management. So I'm going to end with this, because for the life of me and Cannon Barkley can't figure out why anyone would miss this opportunity. Because I sit around and I look at people when I get to this point, I go, usually when I'm presenting this, they're already on the drops. They've already had a weight loss result or a hormone balancing result. And I get to this point, I go, look, you can continue buying the drops from Ernest at the cost that he's been selling them to you. But you can buy them from yourself at a deeper discount. And it's going to cost you $29.95 one time. You never pay that again. You're going to have a website. You're going to have an ID number. But more importantly, you're involved with probably a $400+ million company in its first year of operation in 57 countries around the world. I don't know what we're going to go do, but I can promise you this: if we go from 400 million to 5 billion, there's a lot of growth that's going to happen, and you can get involved with that. And still today, we'll have people that go, you know, I think I might pass on that $29. That's just, and I'm like, man, I hate that. I mean, deep down, I really do hate it for them, because I've seen the movie before. I'm like, man, but it's hard to describe to people that you can pay something so small and be a part of something so big. But it's there. It's there. I told you before, I joke about my dad, but my dad still doesn't understand. Because years ago, we just stepped out and did it, and today, what it's created. So $29.95 gets you started. And then this is what a lot of people do. They understand that there's a big opportunity for people to come inside of this company and gateway in with one product. And once they're here with one product, they'll see the rest of the opportunity to shop. Me and you don't have to tell them about 100 products. They will experience those 100 products. And I'll prove that in just a second. So a lot of people will buy a lifeboat pack. And I'll share with you why. A lifeboat pack comes with 4 boxes of drops, just like this. And a person will use 1 box out of the 4 box for their sale. And then they'll sell the other 3. And if we sell the other 3 for say $140, that's $420. And the package costs
$371.
$371. So I've made $420. The package costs $371 plus tax and shipping. But I've gotten my box for free, and I'm qualified in the business to go run and do whatever I want to go do. And so that's our play. I mean, I'm a coach, and I'm like, how do I get a first down? That's how you get a first down. $29.95, 4 boxes, and in 1 week, let's flip it. And you go, can we flip the boxes in 1 week? Ms. Young. Share with me. How many boxes of drops have you sold?
Well, I think I've sold like 20.
Okay, so 20, to put it in respect, 20 is over $1,000 of retail profit. Okay? Now, I want to show you, okay, because everybody in the room that's willing to raise their hand, we're gonna add this up, okay? And I want to prove a point, because so many people ask me, does this little app you get when you enroll, does it really work with social media? If you're willing to post at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock and take literally seconds out of your day to do it, I want to show you what's possible, okay? So raise your hand if you sold boxes dry, and if it was 1 box, it doesn't matter. Okay, all right, so we got to get it up, so I go ready. All right? 20. This is important because I want you to see the magic of the numbers. 20 boxes, both of you, you right? Okay. 70 boxes, 20 boxes. Okay. 6. 2 boxes. 58. 3. 17. 100. 65.
Since I've been using, so I'm posting Monday.
4 boxes. 4 boxes. This is important. Please don't get caught up in like, oh my gosh, this is gonna go on forever. I want to show you the power of what this could be, but there's some people that will let it go by. They just will let it go by. And so the coach in me is like, please don't let it go by. Okay, so I'm proving a point.
Honestly, don't remember.
Brittany, roughly
300 maybe?
300 boxes, just 300.
Yeah.
50 boxes,
64.
64.
40, man, Don.
Brent, 40. And Donna? Connie? 30. 4. 80. 40. 28. 3 boxes. Alan Schultz.
Probably about 175.
175. 2. 33. David?
I'm with her for
Okay. Cynthia Bolden, how many boxes roughly? This is Cynthia Bolden, Oxford, Mississippi.
Probably about 130.
130. I've sold, let's just say 125. I've sold more than that, but I'll just say 125. Okay, now, hold on just a second. Here's why I do this. Real people, all different areas of the world, so you can't say, well, in my area, they don't have money. In my area, they're too negative. I'm a business owner. Like, these people are business owners, live in all different parts of the United States. Okay, so if you're on live, put in the comments how many boxes you sold. I'm gonna prove my point. How many boxes? 12?
1500. Somebody missed them. 1500.
Okay, 1,500. So we're gonna go 1,500 then.
Somewhere out of her head.
1,500, and we're gonna roughly say, because if you have a 10-box order, you're gonna make $52 profit. If you have a 4-box order, you're gonna make 48. So I'm gonna be fair and say $50 profit. That's $75,000 just in retail profits through PayPal, Venmo, Square, cash on hand, checks, $75,000 just in this room right here. And if we just continue that trend, meaning if we would just, Chase, you wasn't even in the group. Chase, how many boxes you sold? We won't add you. 90 boxes. So just in this room without Chase, $75,000 in this room. Okay? If we just continued the trend through 12 months of just a 9 a.m. post and a 3 p.m. post, what does that look like over 12 months? If I can have it.
Yeah.
That's $900,000 for this room in cash. Okay? If we just did it, we didn't grow any, we didn't rev it out, we didn't bring in any brand partners, we just did 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And we did 3 years of that. Okay? That's $2.7 million for the people in this room. I share that because, guys, you can't walk away. You can not do this, but you can't walk away and go, that system don't work. We just proved there's 1,500 boxes in this room plus that's been sold. So when I look at that, I go, why not me? Why not Brent Palmer? Why would I not get out of the way of myself and just plug into the system you're going to hear about today? And you're going to hear about it not from me, you're going to hear about it from other people around in Mississippi and Tennessee and places that's going to serve you up and say, if you'll do this and this, you too. Because guys, here's what I know, okay? Here's what I know. Is this box of drops when I give these box of drops to Cynthia, it's more than a box of drops. So come here. She stood up. Here's what people don't understand. I gave her a box of drops. We have given out 1,500 boxes of drops in this room. And how long have we been doing this? About 2 months. 1,500 boxes in 2 months. What happens in the next 4 months, 8 months, 12 months? Here's what I know. Somebody will make really good money that in 4 months will stop doing it. And I'm like, I don't know why. I don't want to take that course. I don't know why that is. But it's like they get bored with making money, I guess. And that's the truth. I mean, I know I might seem like I'm exactly like over-exaggerative to you, but that's the case. So here's why, when people go, why is Brent Palmer, if you went and Googled him, why is Brent Palmer classified as $1 million earner in the industry? Because I'm just willing to go left foot, right foot, step, left foot, right foot, step. I don't stop doing it. I don't get bored with the basics. Maybe it's my coaching background. You know, we run plays every day and we had to still learn how to block and tackle, free throws and layups. I never got bored with the basics. And so when I give Cynthia a box of drops, it's not a box. Cynthia is a human from Oxford, Mississippi. That if you understand our industry and you're one person away from an explosion, it could be Cynthia if you'll treat her like a human, not a box. So here's what Brent Palmer is going to do. Brent Palmer is going to give Cynthia a box, and I'm not real tech savvy, so I'm going to go to my phone and I'm going to set a 7-day reminder, and I'm going to go, oh, Cynthia, you're going to love these. Listen, I'd measure yourself, I'd weigh yourself, because in 7 days, I'm going to check back up with you because, hey, you're going to see what I see. I go ahead and assume she's gonna have success. Cause you know what a coach does? A coach believes in somebody before they believe in themselves.
Yeah.
I don't give her the box of drops and go, I sold $140. Yeah, and go off and run. I give her 140 and I set expectations, and in 7 days, I follow up with Cynthia. I go, okay, tell me how it's going. Now, when I say that, Cynthia might say, here's why most people, I believe, won't follow up. They're scared they're gonna say what? I don't like it, it didn't work for me. But the coach in me goes, you gotta show up to the practice field to coach somebody to be better. So I go, if she says it didn't work for her, I go, okay, we're having a lot of success with it, so let's just start. Are you in Circle of Health?
Yes,
She's in Circle of Health. Have you seen some of the things in Circle of Health?
I have.
She has. I go, what are you putting in your mouth?
What I want to.
What I.
Yes.
99% of the time, 99% of the time when you go, what are you putting in your mouth? You get this.
Exactly.
3 burritos for Taco Bell. It's like, well, it's not a miracle drug. It's not, but we have fun with it. And here's what I say, if she were to say that, you know why? Because I do it all the time. I like Little Debbie's. Okay? So I have to do it all the time. I have to go, all right, Cynthia. Hey, today, let's hit the reset button. Let's hit the reset button. I'm gonna go tag you in a couple of posts on Circle of Health. I want you to get your fanny back on them draws. And I'm gonna check back in with you in 7 days. And that took some work, but she's a human that I can create an unbelievable bond with. And she might be an explosion, Oxford, Mississippi, if I'll nurture that seed. Okay, now I call Cynthia back up in 7 days. Let's change the scenario. And I go, Cynthia, how's it working for you? And Cynthia says, I've lost 2 pounds and 1 inch. And I'm like, oh my goodness, great job. Or she says, I don't have brain fog, or I'm feeling a difference, whatever it is. You're gonna probably have more people talk about weight, but it's doing all kinds of things. So Cynthia says 1 pound, 2 inches. Oh my goodness, congratulations, awesome job. Like, I gotta be upbeat, right? Like the quarterback, you just threw a touchdown pass, I gotta brag on him, okay? And then I gotta say, listen, consistency is everything. You're gonna want another box, and you can buy them from me just like you did. But I'd like to set up a call with you for 10 minutes to show you how to get it for free. To show you how to get it at a more discounted cost. To show you how to get it at more of a discount. Or possibly even for free. Sound good? Well, what is it? Tell me more. No, we're gonna do a call. We're gonna do a call. And I share that with you because here's the thing. In the share out right now, we have a video from Dr. Crystal that you could show about how you can convert a customer to a brand partner. We've got this presentation in the boards out, not the share out, the boards out that will show this same presentation. You can walk them through, or you can just simply get them on a call or a Zoom with somebody. And then here's what's going to happen. 2 things are going to happen. Neither one of them's bad. Cynthia sees this presentation and she says, you know what? I think I'm just going to continue to buy them from you. Perfect. Or she's going to say, you know what? I want to be a brand partner. I'll do that 4-pack. Perfect. What are we going to do at that point? Show her how to get the boards, what all you hear about today. That's what we're going to do. So thank you, Cynthia. So I want you to think about that. As I in my part, because I was in the back talking to Jerry, which you're gonna hear from in a little bit. And I said, you know the thing that keeps me up at night? Because I do know how to do this business, and I do know how to turn it into something really big. Is when I hear 1,500 boxes, I get all like goosebumps on my arm, because I'm like, oh, that's 1,500 people. I feel like I'm in you remember that game show where you're in the booth and there's $100 bills flying around and you're like, you only got 30 seconds to do it? What I realize is those 1,500 people will evaporate over time unless we don't go like nurture them into a brand partner. And you go, why would they evaporate? Why did they leave a gym membership? Why did they start eating healthy and then get off the bandwagon? Like, that's just the way life is. So I gotta take them and nurture them from a customer who's using a box to giving them an opportunity to see a bigger picture of becoming a brand partner. And then once they come on board as a brand partner, then we get them involved in things like this, where they realize, wait, there's something really a lot bigger here. A lot bigger here. And the last thing I want to share is this morning is, guys, we truly do have the unicorn of the industry. More and more people are reaching out to us, asking about the company, asking about what's going on, asking. So there's a lot of people that came from our former company, Limu. There's going to be more and more people from Limu that join forces with us here. And you're going to go, man, that person used to be in my business. They did. You got to now's the time to get out and share. Now's the time to post on social media. Now's the time to spread the word. And I believe what we're doing over the next few months leading into the end of the year is just setting our 2024 up. It's setting our 2024 up. We're going to do some amazing things. And so today, just zero in, because the people you're going to hear from today know what they're doing. And what I love to see happening right here is I love to see, I've never been in the industry to this point where I've seen this happen the way it's happened. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of people winning that if they had to chase people, if they had to truly sell and recruit, they would struggle. But because they're willing to do something consistently on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, the world's coming to them, and then they're pushing a button and attracting that world inside, and then they're converting them to a brand partner. And I'm looking up and I'm seeing people like this little lady and has got 2 kids in Monroe, Louisiana that I personally recruited. Very timid, very mild, but very organized. And I've watched Mary Catherine come on board here. She's got probably over 50 people in her downline. I've watched her bring in probably over 100 customers and convert them to brand partners. I've watched her have, I don't know, a 40-pound weight transformation. And I've also watched her make significant income that I know has really supported their family. And I'm like, that's why when people ask me, like, how do you like what you do? I found something I can retire into, not focus on retiring out of. And I've been a part of jobs where I'm like, man, 25 years, I'm out of here, you know? And I'm like, there's no expiration for me here, because we really are making an impact on people's lives. And for that, it's like, I've got the best occupation in the world. So thank y'all for having me. Buffy, we're gonna have a draw.
Everybody got a ticket?
Has anybody got any questions really quick before as Buffy gets ready to draw? Anybody?
What are we drawing for?
A pony.
A ride.
Anybody got any questions? Y'all are good?
There we go.
Doesn't matter, as long as Buck was giving out, Brett, you know, it's good.
Oh, that's what.
We can let somebody, Buffy go a little further.
We need to be over here.
No?
I don't have.
All right, here we go. Y'all got one. Your husband's got it. Oh, okay, good. Here you go. I'll let you draw. Yeah, I better be right.
All right, here we go, 415-7281. Oh. We'll put you in. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. We're gonna bring up, we wanna stroll on through because we're going live right here. We're live on all over the country, but I want to bring up Alan Schultz. Alan is from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Come on up, Alan. I want to tell everybody about Alan before he talks himself. So Alan is, he would not care for me saying this. He's a great example. Alan joined us. He joined Alan White. How many years ago, Alan? 10 years ago. He joined a company. He joined the Limu company. His dad still drinks Limu every day. Every time I see him, he's got his blood work. He's showing me. He's like, his dad says, look at this. It's like an oil change in his books. Like they flip in his books for his blood work. Am I not right? But Alan's a great example of somebody that was in Limu, loved the products, but money-wise, really never tapped into any money. Very little, anything to talk about. And 90 days ago, Alan said, you know what, I'm going to submit to the system of growth. I'm going to submit to the drops. I'm going to focus in one direction. Now, in 90 days, and I know you're going to tell all this, but in 90 days, he's already said he's lost over 50 pounds. I mean, I've seen the transformation. It's incredible. Turn to your side. Like Gary Racer saw him in a Facebook post, and he sent me a text and said, tell Alan that he's gonna have to get some new shorts because the shorts are too short. So then he went shopping and he got all that, but he's like a brother to me. But I've also watched in 90 days, this guy build a team, support his team, convert customers to brand partners. And in the last, what would you say in the last 90 days, roughly, money-wise, you've made for this company?
Last quarter, I made about $15,000 all in.
$15,000. So I couldn't be like, this is why we do what we do. Like I get it. I'm way more excited for Alan than you can tell than he is for himself. Like I call him every day and I go, all right, how's the day going? He's like, hey boss, I'll tell you how it's going. We did this and we did this and we've got this person ordering a 10-pack and we've got this and we can, he's communicating with Alan White every day, but we're communicating every day. And we're changing people's lives and that's exciting. So thanks for being here. All right.
He touched on me. I told Alan one day, I'm that guy for sure. If you looked at me, see, yeah, he's coming back. If you, based on what happened for me before, he'll be around, he'll stay around a while, he'll use the product, won't do much probably. So that tells you we can never pre-qualify him. You just never know. And with the team, and it's really a team thing, but I try to support them every way I can. We have been successful and has really, really been fun. As you age, some of what you're interested in changes and seeing people change, making some money, seeing people be a little healthier, those become really important. I'm going to briefly give you my why. If I'm honest with myself, when I went and checked it out, this Partner Co out, before it was Partner Co the first time, I probably already knew what I was going to do when I went. I just wanted to go see it because I knew I wanted to get back into it. I was looking for something else to add an income stream. my why there was that we're getting older, my wife still works in the school system, she's had 2 failed back surgeries, that's a real struggle day to day. And with the changes that happened in my job, I still do the same job, but my company sold, I went with the company, then my job sold back off, basically changed back to the guy I was working for before. With that, some benefits changed, my benefits moved to my wife, now she says, can't quit. I said, I never told you to go to work. She said, what do we do with the insurance there? So my why is that like, when I can replace that, then she don't have a reason she can't quit if she wants to, in her mind, I hope. So that's what I'm wanting to do personally. Also in that is the friends, the community we create here. I'm really enjoying every one of y'all. I've talked to almost everybody in the room at one time or another. It's a real fun. I do try to reach back out, as we said, and run that play. Because Coach said first down, I would say, Coach, those plays are all designed to score a touchdown, right? Until something happens that doesn't allow that to happen. So that's where we want to be here. We all ought to be thinking, what is my touchdown? Or first down, if that's what you want to use. There are several folks who I've done business with before rejoin. It's been really fun to see them win too, because there were some of those folks just like me, they joined my team before, we just never got it going. One thing I committed to though, I said, if I'm gonna do this again, when somebody who's having success told me what to do, I'm gonna die trying or do it. Just put my head down. Now, the hardest struggle I had was I wasn't that guy that, it was a 40-minute process to make my first post. I'm like, nah. I put that on my Facebook. I had literally sat on my front porch, my thumb moving. Finally, I just went real quick. So, unless I've just been so busy with work, I haven't yet got mine where I'm scheduled, so I'm gonna get that. But so sometimes I'm late, sometimes I might miss it if I'm really busy, but I just want to share why I did it. It's kind of a personal deal. I want to do that, enjoy the community, for my wife, enjoy the community, and see people be healthier. And maybe make some wins on the money side too. And that's been a big plus. Everybody knows that. The fact that somebody who maybe weren't successful or they're new to the business, they can go sometimes before they get their product, they've made money. They've got money in their pocket or in their Venmo account. So I want to encourage you too throughout the day, if there are questions that it starts calling down at the end, just raise your hand or just speak up and ask. I appreciate so much all of my team, and I appreciate all of you, because there's been different ones I've asked for bullet points from certain things you've done. Alan, Brent, Andrew, most of you know how much they help us all. So Buffy, we bounce stuff back and forth. So with that said, if there's no questions, I'm gonna get Miss Buffy back up here and with her.
Well, you can say, we got, like I say, we have asked of our leaders that we wanted Brittany, her husband, and Jerry and Allison to come in and just give us their way of doing things. So I want to bring them up now. Just kind of tell me what y'all are doing. We want to know what you guys are doing, of how you doing the system, and be ready to take some notes, guys, because these guys right here, Lee, Tennessee, Bells, Tennessee, and then
Ripley,
Mississippi. Guys, they drove a pretty good ways. We want to talk about the RV. We'll talk about the RV later, Ron Cannon. That's out front. But guys, we want y'all. I mean, these guys are killing it. So, and I just want y'all to give them a quick hand for coming.
I don't know what I'm doing here, so hey.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. Buffy's one of my favorite people. I met her when I first joined the company, and she asked, of course I said yes.
So what they asked us to do is kind of run through what we do. So it's very similar as to what they're doing, and I'm just going to kind of blitz through that. I think the crux of what we do is more toward the end than what Brenda does. But when she called me and we do a Zoom, and I've done 20 or whatever, 8 for you, and I think we scored all 8. But what we do is we take the thing and we kind of customize it just a little bit. And you don't have to, you got to play, it's in the boards out, but what we had started doing was pretty much just, going straight through like what he would do, which y'all already saw. And, we would go and find somebody local, like that. So when I go through the presentation and Brittany's on the other side, I say, hey, Brittany, would you tell us your story? So then she'll pop up and
Yeah, so I just kind of give a brief story about where I started with my PCOS in February and how far I've come, just health wise. We don't say anything business wise till the end. So this is just my health story. I tell them, I think most of you guys have heard my health story, but how I went from being in the dark, migraines, losing my vision to where I am now, building a team and have lost 75 pounds. So I just kind of run through that really quickly, and it helps because they're seeing that there's a real person. So we tailor our slides to whoever we can pull onto the slides, the Zoom at that time.
right. And we're looking for body types and things like that too. And, we'll ask, well, is this a big person or, is it a thin person kind of deal, whatever. So we try to get, because I think people see themselves differently in each life. And I try to match what they think they see, if at all possible. Of course, we love to talk about Dr. Crystal too.
Always bring her up.
And then really I get to right here in the Zoom and we talk about the back office, like what he talks about. And then
And usually I pull Jordan in. A lot of you guys have met Jordan. We bounce really well off of each other. Even if I'm not building her leg now on her leg, even if I'm bouncing on my other leg, I still pull her over. So we make a good team. So I do my health, which is the weight loss and all, and she kind of talks through her health transformation, which is she's offered depression and anxiety meds. So we kind of hit both sides of body and brain healing. And then we get to here, as Jerry said. And I know when I start talking to people, look, I taught school, the whole entire system was on free lunch and free breakfast. We live in a very poor area. They see that number, they're gonna run. So I don't want them to see that number. I want them to know that I can get money in their pocket before they have to start putting out any money. So we stop at the $29.95. We just kind of go through what they have. They get the partner co-share app and the website. I think the magic is in the presumptive close. Immediately, Jordan, so let me back up because I'm gonna skip something. Y'all, public speaking is not my thing. Y'all give me some grace. But so when we hit the $29.95, I say, Jordan, I met her in the TJ Maxx parking lot, and she said to me, I have $30, and that's all I've got. She said, I've got new skin and I've got all these other products that I had to buy with other companies under my kitchen cabinet that everybody's getting for Christmas. I'm not buying anything. I've been scammed out of TikTok schemes and everything else. She said, I'll pay the $30 and I don't have money for anything else. And so I was like, that's fine. So at that point, I tell that, we throw it to Jordan, and Jordan just kind of tells her story about how she's magic. I mean, she leans into the screen, she tells how she had a electric cutoff notice in her mailbox. She was 2 months behind on her car payment. She just really connects on the money side with the people. And so at that point, when she says it, she says, I'm so excited to have you guys as part of my business. And I say, this is my Zoom number. We're hopping over there now. We don't ask if there's questions. We don't ask if they want to go to another Zoom. We don't ask if they have $30. We say we're hopping to another Zoom. And I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, guys, but nobody stood us up on the other Zoom yet. So this has been going on about 7 weeks now. Did that cover all of that? Okay, so that.
I'll do like the main presentation like Brett would, and when I get to the end, and normally it's in a setting where, I got business going on in the background, and she's like, Jerry's got a lot of things going, he's got to y'all jump on with me, and what she said was, and I find it really intriguing. Jordan will say, She always says, this, I'm so glad you decided to join our team. Let's jump over on this other Zoom and we'll get you signed up. I thank them for coming, you know, and then I'm kind of out of there. And then they kind of move over and then I get a text, we sign up.
So while he's still there, we're saying thank you. I tell Jordan if it's one of her girls, if it's one of mine, then I put us all three in a group text and send out the Zoom number. They hop right over while we're telling Jerry bye. I've opened up my Zoom room. At that point, we just kind of talk. We hop over. How are you? Or, you know, tell us about your family. We just kind of have a conversation with them. At the same time, they're downloading Boards app, Telegram, Square app. I believe that's all. The Partner Co-Share app. So there's 4 apps they're downloading at that point. We do tell them, go ahead and make sure when you download Boards app that you let the keyboard have full access, because we want this to go very quickly and very smoothly. We always hit a bump or two during the first part, depending on how good they are with phones and apps. And I always have, you know, there's some people that are like, they can't get the keyboard to work. We just take extra time with them. But I will say, if they can work all of these apps, we have it down to 10 to 12 minutes. So the first thing we do is we say, all right, we're signing it in. I share my screen and it's the Partner Co sign-in screen. If it's for Jordan, I've already discussed where she's placing them on her tree, so they don't have to see all of that. And I have that up and ready to roll. If it's for me, I also have that up and ready to roll, depending on who the sponsor is. And so we have the screen up for the login. We walk through the login. We chit chat with them. They're downloading the apps. While they're giving me their information, they can see me putting it in. I set a generic password and I tell them, please leave it this so that I can help you with your account moving forward. So then I send in that group text that I've set, I send Partner Co-Share app, website, partner.co, and I put their username, which is their N number, and their generic password. I send that on. And then at that point, they've got everything downloaded. I send the Boards app link that has the Slenderize SOG in it. So at that point, we hop over. I don't know if you guys know, but you can pull up Slenderize or Boards on your computer and log in, and it pulls what your login is from your phone. And then you want to come help?
Me?
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you.
There's
So
an extension in Chrome, right?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's in Chrome and you can go add a Boards extension to there. And what it'll do in your
I'm not
browser,
the IT person.
up in your little upper right corner, it'll give you the little board symbol or whatever. So when you're typing,
Right.
even on Facebook or whatever that you're doing on a laptop, or whatever, then you can hit Boards and it pops it right up. for you.
Okay, there you go. So I don't know. I just know when I share my screen, I'm already logged in on there.
Right.
Pete, I guess you did that.
And you can log straight in from a browser as well too, so you can do both.
So you might have to ask Jerry on that one, or one of the other IT people in the room, because it's not me. But so I have Boards up, I share my app, and we're gonna walk through 3 sections, and it's gonna take no time. We're gonna walk through, I don't even know what we've got up here. So
The SOG.
we walk through SOG, and then we start with social media 7-day launch.
Is that the first thing that you send is the 7-day launch?
No, ask, yes.
No, like when, no, go ahead and do that and I'll ask you later.
Okay, somebody else might have the same question. Okay, so, once we get into 7-day launch, we tell them, hey, hop back over to, we go through it. We're gonna post it 9 and 3. I talk about Facebook algorithm. I don't know a lot about it, but I've kind of talked to some people in this room and at home, and they tell me that if you post it 9 and 3, that's the best time for people to see it. Also, if you post it 9 and 3, you want 10 comments on it within the first 15 minutes. I don't know if that's true, but it seems to work. So 5 of those comments could be yours. Also, I think Brent said it at one of the meetings I was at, but he was like, you're not gonna just like something that you're not, if somebody walks up to you in public, you're not gonna go and walk off. You're gonna comment back, even if it's an emoji, right? So if they put something, they take time to comment, even if it's Partner Co people, you're still gonna engage back with them. So I kind of go through that, teach them how engagement works on Facebook. Blind leading the blind, it just seems to work. So, and we also tell them, if you're on the drops already, you need to put that also on Facebook once a day. So they can either do it between 9 and 3 or in the afternoon. So with Jordan, what she did Because she was the guinea pig. I mean, just to be honest, we didn't know what we were doing when we started. It just worked. And then we duplicated it. So what we did is she would take a picture like with her kids at the fair. I couldn't go to the fair before having my drops because I didn't have the energy after working all day as a nurse to go to the fair and be with my kids. So people started relating to her as being a mom and having, needing energy. So that's where the magic happened there. So 9 and 3 and personal. We post 3 times a day. So, questions on that part? I will tell you, I also go ahead and have them practice. If it's late in the day and we're not gonna do a Kim post, because that's 9 a.m. We'll do, hey, I'm starting something new tomorrow. Like, comment if you wanna follow us. And so then we share that to the boost group. And that serves 2 purposes. One, we can make sure that their Facebook's open public because we have that problem so many times. It's better to freak out over the initial, hey, I'm doing something new tomorrow than my 9 a.m. post. So we can make sure that they have that there. And 2, it really gets people wondering what's going on. Hey, what are you doing now? And now all these new people are commenting. So they're really watching their Facebook for the next day. And that's when we do Kim. Yep.
I'm familiar with the 9 and 3, then you said and personal. What is the personal?
Whatever you, yeah, because y'all, I talk all over the place. I have ADD like crazy. So y'all stop me if you get lost. So it's just something that you're relating to your life because Ernest, on your Facebook page, and somebody scroll, like if somebody's scrolling and they see Kim Gray, they're probably going to scroll right past it. Right? They don't know Kim. We all know Kim, but they don't know Kim. But if Ernest's face is there, they're going to stop and say, what's Ernest doing today? So I just always tell my people, make sure you take a picture of yourself, personal throughout the day, you and your kids. You know, I've got one girl, it makes her feel good. Every morning at work, she's like, got my hair drops, who's taking theirs today? So just 9 and 3, something personal about you that's going to make people stop and look. Also, it's going to take them back to your Facebook page. So they're like, oh, Ernest has got something going on. What is this skinny drops? Then they can go back and see Kim. But if you're scrolling through Facebook and see somebody you don't know, you're not going to stop. I'm not. So questions on any of that? Because y'all do stop me if I talk
What is it?
crazy.
Fun, family.
Family and fun, yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
there's a little formula there to it.
I use my dogs.
I try, I'm bad at it, but I really, she's good at it, but
What time do you do the
I'm just
personal?
not good at it.
I either do it
Personal post. Somewhere in the middle.
either somewhere in the middle or in the afternoon. It's really more about which, like, when are we taking it? So the other day I had a guy ask me if his dog could take Limu. I took a picture of my dogs with the Limu bottle and then I posted it. It's just whenever when it's happening, just share it. You know, I don't have a set schedule. A lot of moms share theirs at night. So they don't have kids. So yeah. Any other questions on that part? Okay. So at this point, we hop off of boards and again, we've already done our Facebook. So now we go into our text message. Remember I sent that group message with me, whoever's signing them or him, whoever. I usually have 3 people in there and they test to make sure their keyboard's working. So they go into there, they click, wish I had, oh, I do have my phone. Y'all probably can't see it, but so you know how you can click text message and click the boards app and send it. I just make sure that they can do that. Does anybody know is there anybody here that needs help with that? Because I can show y'all after. You should be able to open your text message, click message, and then it pulls up your boards app. So that I just kind of make sure that they can do that because these girls are busy, guys now too, but my people are busy. They need to be able to quickly go through it. Yeah.
It's a globe.
So yeah, down here, I don't know, you might not have it here, but normally it would pull up boards and we just have them share something to us. So to make sure that it's working.
Must not be a keyboard installed.
So then I continue to talk to them as we're going through about boosting engagement. Oh, and then I had it again. Well, I don't know why I keep going back to that. No, you're good. You're good. Did you see it? Did you see your face pop up again? No? It did again. That's how we know. I keep saying it, Kevin. You keep coming up doing this on the screen. Anyway, so once we do this part, I've shown the text script for drops, because the fact is, once they start posting, people are gonna be engaged. I have not had, within the first couple days, the girls are selling boxes of drops. The guys too, we signed in the guy. In 2 days, he sold a 10-pack. So, I mean, one day he sold a 10-pack. So the system works. If you post like we're telling you to, you're gonna sell. I also should say, because I forgot, because my ADD and y'all didn't remind me, these girls are poor. We have guys now. I've got to get out of saying that. My people, they don't have the money to start a business. They're not coming in. I know with like Limu, you guys had like a big pack, which I love Limu, so I would have bought it. But you know, some people, they can't afford to buy the 371. So we go through how to pre-sale with them, take the order, take the money, then order the product, because they're posting, they're gonna sell. I've not had people that have posted that didn't sell. So if they're following the formula that, you know, the Darties, I don't know how to say their name, but them and Ashley and all of Dr. Crystal put together, if they're following that formula, it's gonna work. They're gonna sell. So at that point, they need to be collecting the money, pre-selling, and then buying the product. So they're not out of pocket anything. I teach them if they buy 3, if they sell 3, we can get the 4-pack. Or you can have somebody that takes off like a rocket. He sold 10 in the first 24 hours. Obviously, we got the 10-pack. So they're not having to come out of pocket for anything. So they're not as scared about it. The reason we only teach boards, and the reason we don't go through the entire presentation is because they don't need to see that business side of it. These people need money in their pockets. That's what's important to me. The faster you get your people paid, the longer they're gonna work for you. So that's why we go straight into boards and don't talk about ultimate gold. We don't talk about subscription. You start putting all that out there, they're gonna run. So we stop. Should have told y'all that earlier. I'll know for next time. Anyway, so then we teach this part on boards. They immediately go make a post. We share it to the boost group. If any of y'all have boost group questions after, I can show you that also. We have a boost group on Telegram, and then we have a team boost group as well. Because people get busy and don't always get to boost each other, but I know my team's gonna run, help me out. So after we go through this, we then go into text script for drops. Because the fact is, they're gonna sell some product. And the first thing somebody's gonna say, what is this stuff you've got? These guys just signed on. They have no idea what they've got. They know how they feel, but they don't know what they've got. So they have to use these. I also tell them, if they ask a question that's not up there, call me. I'm available till 11 o'clock, and that's only my cutoff. That's his cutoff. If I can't answer a question, I have to be able to call me on that. So, and if there's a question here, use the scripts. If it's not here, call me. If I'm in a meeting, text me, whatever. If you can't get me, go to Jerry, go to Allison. We have, I mean, everybody here knows about the support system. So I also tell them, as soon as they pay, Cash Out, Venmo, we've been doing Square for payments. So any way they decide to pay pre-order, they get this after purchase instructions. Because the biggest complaint I hear is the scale's not moving. The scale's not moving, is it because we need to look at what you're eating, or is it because you're losing inches? Because I lost my PCOS belly first, my big globe. I lost that first. So I didn't lose any scale weight. If I'd have been looking at the scale, I'd have probably stopped too. So it's important for them to get these after purchase instructions. Also, it puts them in circle of health. 90% of people fail if they don't have a support system. So get them in circle of health. Brent said Fridays, I think he checks on people. I teach my girls Tuesdays and Fridays. We check on them both, check on them twice a week. So that would be it. Also, just so y'all know, They have a 96-piece measuring tape kit on Amazon for $18. Everybody that buys a box from me gets a measuring tape and a printout of how to measure. I mean, just because it's cheap, right? So we do that also. And then after I teach the girls this one, everybody, the people, this one, and then this one, yeah, we don't go into any of that. So the only other thing we go into is the Square Up app. And the reason for that is, again, we're in a poorer area. Somebody will walk away paying $37.50 for a box of drops a lot quicker than they will $150. We sell for $150. So we set up the Square 4 payments right there with them. So those are the only 3 things we do on there.
And then a lot of times they come back about the business side.
We have a calendar. So we've been bringing them in so fast because here's what's happened is y'all all know the shipping issues going on because we're changing warehouses. So I was spoiled when I first signed on. I got my product in 2 to 3 days. Now it's taken up to 10 days. So what's happening is everybody gets their boxes at the same time, right? They get all 10, we deliver them out, and then all of a sudden all 10 people want to sign up. So we're also, like Brent said, how I'm getting them to Zoom is they have their first win. I'm going, oh, that's awesome. Let's do a 10-minute call. Let's do a 10-minute call. Let me show you how you can get yours at my price. Or are you interested in an extra stream of income? Jordan is not shy about what she makes. And I love that about her because she will go to she will even help me on my other leg. She's like, y'all, well, after a check yesterday, she went on there, the Zoom yesterday, I believe, and said, I made almost $14,000 in 7 weeks. When you say that to somebody, we all know that's not typical. When you go to a new area, it tends to blow up a lot faster. But anyway, when you say that to somebody and it's a $30 sign up fee, their own. So we teach them boards. Then we have to go in from the backside because we all know that if you turned them loose at that point and didn't support them, they're going to be gone. I had no experience like this. I was a special ed teacher. This was not my thing. So we go in on Tuesday nights and we do their whys, the new people. So if we sign them in Saturday through Tuesday, they get on Tuesday nights and do their whys. And we train them on back office. How to put your debit card in is number 1. We want them to know that. We want them to know how to order, but they'd never place an order without me. I do screen share Zoom and we place their first order together so that they know they're getting everything correct. Because, those prices can be wonky, whether you have a subscription, whether you don't. I just want to make sure they know how everything looks. At this point, we still haven't mentioned subscription either, because that'll scare them. So now they've been rolling a few days on Saturday morning before the Saturday morning team call. We do an 8 a.m. call and we talk about pay plan. Now I do have a meeting with them in between. We have a Thursday night meeting and a Monday night meeting, depending on the area that the girls are in. And then Saturday morning, they learn pay plan. Now, we all know it's a complicated pay plan. They usually come back Saturday after Saturday. So, yeah, I would say that's about it. I don't know, y'all, woo. I'll keep you all day if Buffy don't kick me out. So if y'all want to hang around, I can show y'all any of that. I'm being pointed at and nodded at furiously. Here, let it out.
And I would say to everybody too,
Diane Blue.
I would tell everybody too, especially for those that's in the room, and I know a lot of them obviously got things, but take a picture of that if you're not on those. I mean, every morning, coach is on there, he really, he really strikes a chord with a lot of people. And it's a great community. I think they have people that's not in our business on there too, but it's just a great community too. And then if you really want to sell the stuff, you really want to hear how it's done, plug into that IPA call. I'm there just about every morning, even if I can't be on, I got my earbud listening, I don't always share. I have shared a few times, but most of the time I'm listening because I want to learn. You know, I think you learn more from listening than you do from talking sometimes. So
I wanna,
recommend that.
I wanna say too, they like to tell me I say I've been working 5 months, they like to tell me I've been working 2. They're hard on me, but I respond to a coach, so I expect them to be hard on me, but literally, if I'm not on that Zoom, I'm not making money at all. Like, my attitude goes down, I'm negative. Jerry will call me out, saying, you've been a little negative today. And Todd will be like, those questions are answered on the Zoom, you hadn't been on the Zoom. So honestly, that right there has blown my business wide open. Cause I just sit there and listen to how everybody else made money the day before.
And the reason it's not recorded.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
Get on
not
that,
recorded.
get on that.
Yeah, because they're gonna talk about sensitive stuff and money and other issues too, that they really, that they need to be careful, you know, that it don't get out into the world, but, they're telling us how to do it. They're telling you how, you know, how Terry did it yesterday. She shared, and you know, so, oh, I had that situation. So, you know, next time when you see that situation, pop back in there and do it again. So it really, it's blown my hours up too, I would say too. Allison, she's been plugging in too. I've been doing it for a while, but Allison, I've been plugging her in. She's been kind of getting more
I'm just
involved.
on the side.
She signed up 5 last
I'm
week,
on the side.
so I mean,
They say when you have success and then then you don't have success anymore, look back at what you were doing. And the only thing that I was doing differently was plugging into that call for 30 minutes in the morning.
Are these specific times?
9:15. Okay, so coaches quarters at 9 and Andrea and Brent are on there. And that used to get me up and going when I first started this business every day because it's so motivating. And this one's at 9:15 Central.
Because it shows, if you go to your boards out. When was it? I know the next slide.
there it is. Yeah. So there's several things. There's Chalk Talk, money, Wisdom, wisdom, all that stuff's in there. It's in your, if you get your SOG item in there.
And also there's some flyers, if you want to make flyers, you can go to that board and that you can use those templates to make your own flyers.
Oh, see, I learn something every day. I mean, I didn't realize these flyers were there, so.
So that's a pretty important page right there on your boards.
Any questions?
Thank you.
No, you're good. I just hope it was.
They're gonna be here, that's why I love this, they're gonna be here, please pick their brains, because I call so many people. I mean, who cares what team you're on, who cares this and that, but guys, the next guy I wanna bring up, I've got to know him in the, past, a month, I guess. And, he's just a superstar to me. I mean, he's got energy and everything, so I want him to share, like, what you do here. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
What are you doing here at this business that you're?
We're signing them up. How are you getting them to the sign up?
Yes, you're
Okay.
killing it.
Okay. Well, guys, what I do is I just this is gonna sound overly simple, okay, because it is. I call them up. I'll give it a good example. Chase right there, sold 80, 90 boxes with us. I called Chase up one day because I was on the way back from break and coach called me and got me fired up. And I mean, literally, I had 5 minutes, which was perfect. I can't over explain, right? Can't over explain something in 5 minutes. So I called Chase and I'm like, Chase, what do you do? He was like, I'm working and I ain't talked to you in 7 years. What's up? So I said, well, if you know I'm calling you, it's about to be something crazy, right? He was like, let's see what you got. So if I had a way you could make some money on the side, would you take 5 minutes and listen to me? Yeah, great. I'm about to get you on a Zoom call. Does Tuesday work for you? That's it. Tuesday's not good for me. What day's good? Wednesday. Whatever, Wednesday. Yeah. So say Wednesday, right? Morning or evening? Evening. Okay, I'll get you on at that time. Dude, they have no idea why. I mean, they just don't know, and I soft walk them into it and tell them why I'm even doing this in the first place. And that's literally rinse and repeat. Like rinse and repeat. They'll be like this. And sometimes I'll call and ask people, they'll be like this. I'll do a straight opportunity play. I need to learn the customer conversion.
I need
That's
to
why
learn what you're talking about.
me and you are gonna collab today for sure. But I do a straight opportunity play when I go through the system. That's how I've built so far. I think I got a little over 70 people in my business right now. But it's from straight, hey, what are you doing Tuesday night at 7? No, good. I'm about to Zoom with you Tuesday night at 7. I got something crazy I want to show you. They're gonna be like, well, what is it? I ain't gonna tell you. See you on the Zoom. And I will hang up the phone. Like I will hang up the phone and I will call them back in 3 days on Tuesday and be like, hey, you remember that Zoom at 7? Well, it's 6:30. Where you at? I'm about to shoot you a link and you're gonna love it. They're gonna be like, dude, I'm not getting on that Zoom unless you tell me. It's like, yeah, you will. Bye. And I'll hang up the phone. Like, I will not let it go. Like if they tell me, like if they tell me no, okay, we'll talk later. Like we won't speak. I give you a good example. Signed up a guy yesterday. Got to place him, I think. I'm not sure how that works. But anyways, signed up a guy yesterday. His name is Blake Beavis. I've known him for years. He did Lehman with me. He has no idea. He had no idea prior to the call. I called him. He says, what do you do? And I was like, he reached out to me. He says, Ken, what are you doing on Facebook? I said, I ain't telling you. It was like, what, is that not the whole point? And I'm like, no, I ain't telling you, man. I tell you what I will do. I'm free at 7 tonight. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was like sitting there with my feet kicked up. Watch Steve. I said, I'm free at 7. I'm just so tied up right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, but if you'll hop on this call with you at 7, I could do. He says, look, you got 5 minutes. I said, no, I ain't got 5 minutes, man. I gotta go right now. Hey, I'll drop you a link at 7. Hang on. Throw the phone down. I mean, literally the whole time this conversation was going on, my girlfriend looked at me over there on the side. She was like, how are you ever gonna build a business? How are you? And I was like, it'll work. Just let it ride. It's gonna be fine. And I just get my feet back up. Blake didn't even hop on the call with me. He called me and said, well, whatever it is, I want in. Because you're not letting me. And I was like, all right, whatever, we'll enroll him. We enroll him. He's never even seen the presentation. Because if you just don't let it go until you get them there, it's gonna help out a lot. Buffy, did that help? Did that help?
Can you get on your story a minute?
Yeah, I'll tell everybody why I'm doing this. So I work for a Fortune 500 company. We're being recorded, so I don't say it, okay? So please don't shout it out if you know. I work for a Fortune 500 company, and I hold an executive position at that company. And a couple of weeks ago, well, I guess it's been a couple of months now, time flies when you have fun. A couple of months ago, I got an email that just asked me to take my certificate of baptism out of office. Well, they asked me to jump on a call and then told me that they weren't going to say that through a text. They're smarter than that. So they said it wasn't supporting the kind of environment they were wanting to create. So you hear something like that, and look, I'm a sinner. I'm a good one. Okay, like I know how to do it. If you're in the room, you are too. Don't lie. You know what I mean? Why Jesus went to the cross? Thank you, Lord. So, but really. But we laughing at back there. So, anyways, so that happened, and then I had a decision to make. I was like, boy, here I am, got a son that I took on as my own, pretty much adopted him all, but signed the paperwork, and I've got a multi-6-figure income we've been living off of. I know what's about to happen when I tell them that. You know what I mean? But I can't tell them yes. I mean, that's just not even on the table. It's like, how am I going to tell them? And so that's what I did. I told him, I said, no, I'll tell you what you can do. I'll leave my keys here. You can come get those. You just let me know. There'll be no hard feelings. I won't throw a fit. I said, but no, yes is wrong. I said, that's all I got to say about it. I just ended the Zoom call and walked out of the office and was like, what's up, team? You ready to run? I just didn't even think about it. Luckily, that didn't happen. I didn't lose my job. But I mean, look, this is corporate America. If you're not there and you don't get that, that happens a lot. That happens a lot. These companies know that they pay you a good amount of money that you can't find it anywhere else. So you better say yes to whatever they're telling you. But good news is there's enough people out there standing in the gap of that to stop that crap. Okay? There's enough out there. I know a lot of them. But I fought the dogs off this time, right? But they'll come back. They'll eventually get me for it, right? And that's okay. But I realized right then, I said, dang, I've got a linear income. I said, this is not intelligent. I've got a linear income. No matter how much you make, it's not intelligent to have that. I said, okay, well, I gotta call the most successful person I know. So I whip up my phone and I'm like, who could it be? And I'm talking about Brett Palmer, and I'm like, I ain't talked to this guy in like 7 years either. So I called Coach, I said, Coach, what do you do? And he goes, funny you ask. And that's how I get it up here right now. So that's the whole story. That's all I got. All right. Hey, I'm gonna introduce my Aunt Selena. She loves public speaking, y'all. She teaches classes on the weekends. So.
I won't throw up.
But Selena has had an awesome stuff here go on with her health, right?
Yes.
So she wanted to share that with y'all and tell her about it. Y'all give Selena a hand.
Not looking at you, it's because I don't want to throw up on you. Okay, so, my journey is more of the health side of the product. I was diagnosed as diabetic January of 2022. And so went to the doctor, put me on metformin, then put me on the shots. My mom sent me some information on a Tuesday night through Messenger, letting me know that she didn't really like the fact that I've been on those shots for a year and a half. And because we have cancer on both sides of my family. And she had just seen these videos and was like, I know you gotta do it for your health, but I need you to do something else. Just, let's pray, let's try to find something else. So that night, I did not sleep. I prayed and cried and, Lord, what am I gonna do? 2 days later, my nephew hollers at me again, and it's like, you really need to get on this with me, this Slingerize. Of course, my husband, being the skeptical person he is, he's like, you know, it's just something else Kenna's thought up crazy. Are you really going to ask the book? I said, I was up all night praying, maybe this is my answer, because I was supposed to take that shot Friday, and I was like, I'm not taking it. I'm not doing it. God, it's in your hands. And so that was on a Thursday that Cannon came over. And I said, I've got to know more about the product, not just what you're telling me. Let me know what it is. He said, we've got a seminar, Jackson, Tennessee, Saturday. Go with me. I talked to my husband and he's like, go. So I went. And I sit there and took notes and listened to stories and listened and was listening to God in my ear going, this is your answer. I'm bringing it to you. So I didn't take the shot on that Friday. I went to the seminar on Saturday. To make a long story short, it was about 13 days before I got my drops in. So my sugar was spiking. I was no energy. I was just sick feeling. And I just kept praying, God, please let this be the answer. And got my drops in. Took me about 3 days. My sugar's better than it's ever been. I'm off all the medications that I was on. Anxiety medicine in half. When I went to my doctor, I told her, I said, check my sugar. She said, why, are you having problems? And I said, no, I don't think. I said, just check it. She checked it and it was 124. So the nurse, which is a friend of mine, looked at me and she's like, why'd you want us to check it? It's 124. And I was like, because I ain't taken my medication in like 3 weeks. And they're like, what? What are you doing? And so at that time, I got to share the drops with them and let them know. And I'm in the process of getting them more information. It's just taking me a little time because I did the 7-day post. And my phone has blown up. So, I mean, it's just been a little crazy. So I talked to him a couple of days ago and told him I was working on getting the information to them. But my thing and how I'm able to share this and move the bottle is my personal experience of coming off all the medications that the doctors had actually put me on and working on getting rid of the rest of it.
Yeah, I have
One of the things that my coffee, that she said, well, I'm just focusing on the health side. While she's focusing, and you made me cry, while she's focusing on her health side, she actually is incredibly consistent with her business. So she sold 40 boxes, 40 people that go get healthier, just like you are. And then my phone, like, she works my phone, like, more than anything. Oh, I love it, it's so fun. She's getting me in these three-way texts. She's helping people win. She'll call and say, okay, this person's not winning. What do we do? And I mean, we've had to handle that. But she's doing a great job. So I'm so happy for you. But I just want to add that, like, she's following the program and she's making a business, making a lot of money, even when she's like, I'm just doing this for myself.
Giveaway. I'm gonna let somebody that can see it do it. I can't see it.
415-7272.
415-7272.
That's it.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, so real quick, Ashley Paulson's been putting in the chat on here. Brittany, I wish you could see, I text you. I wish you could see everybody bragging on you because you did a beautiful job, so congratulations. Making people so proud, so great work. But I also wanted to say Ashley Paulson put in the chat in there, so hopefully everybody in this room is in Circle of Health. It's a great resource for us. Like, I'll tell people I don't know anything about food, I don't know anything about nutrition, I don't know anything about losing weight, but what I do know is how to point you to it in that group. So hopefully everybody's in there, but they're starting a new challenge, I believe on Monday, but today is the last day to sign up. So Connie likes to tell us, she didn't know it was optional. Sorry, Connie. But it is a phenomenal program. They're gonna send us out meal plans and, you know, just resources, encouragement. There's a private Telegram group for it. So if you're looking to shave a little pounds or to see what your people are doing to shave some pounds, jump on that. It's $10. Like, it's just kind of supporting the winnings. So, you know, it's not going to anybody. They're saying the first or the top three, I don't know what the criteria is, but the top three winners are gonna get a payout from those $10. So that's it, but I just wanted to tell you all about that.
Because the next girl that I wanna bring up to share, she's remarkable, and I'm gonna not say much because I want her to do it. This girl's been with me for 12 years, and we've done this right here along the way, and she's always been there. I can call her, she'll answer. She's got probably the biggest heart that I've ever been around. I just want to bring her up, Alicia. Alicia Bacon, like I say, such a story, but what I want her to share, and do get on your story, but what I want you to share is why are you here? I mean, this is heartfelt to me, and I thank you.
Brittany, I'd like to be your new best friend. Because I'm a late night person and Adrian cuts me off at 8 o'clock. Well, first of all, you told me to plan to talk about the company, not my why, so I didn't know about the why. But I hear people say all the time that if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not worth it. My why didn't make me cry. I may cry because of what Becky said, but I love the company. Yeah, I love the products. I'm tickled about money. But y'all, I love the people. I love the people. I've met some of the greatest greatest people over the last 12 years. My mom's a happy thing though. I've got 2 healthy kids and, you know, they control me. I do everything they want me to do and tell me to do, but I help people. And I love that. I mean, I love it, whether it's their health, whether it's their money. I've got people that just need a social circle. You know, I've got plenty of friends. I wasn't looking to find new people to hang out with, but I've met people that do need somebody. My door's always open. My phone's, you know, I'm always just a phone call away. But the biggest complaint I get from people, they'll say, I don't have time to party like you do, and I don't have time to talk on my phone like you do. I love a good party, let me just tell you. But it's not mandatory. I go because I want to, and I go because I learn. I mean, I go to Decatur when Hill and Diane are having something, or when Summer's having something. Ernest and Sonia, I've had the best time going when they do something on Thursday night. I always learn, I always meet people. But you just see people that are really, they're making a difference. They're being healthier, you know, they're buying things that they couldn't afford before. I got in 12 years ago with Brent. I'm sure he's got faults. I just don't know what they are. I love him. I love him. My 2 biggest faults, I'm horrible at closing. Don't ever call me if you want me to help you close with someone. Because if they don't want to do it, I tell them it's okay. But I'm really bad at that. But just be consistent and don't forget about those people that tell you no. Or don't forget about those people that have quit or laid it down because they're frustrated or whatever, because they're going to come back. And just here, you know, Andrea tells me all the time, just love on them, and I love on them, and they come back. But I love it. But my why is just because it's all good. I mean, it's just nothing bad about it all. It's just good. We are so blessed to have the help and the support that we've got from everybody. I mean, Cynthia, if you want to know about the product, you know, call her. I've never been to her home. She hadn't been to mine. You know, Dr. Crystal. We've got so much support and we're so blessed. Our back door, I mean, Brent is in our back door, you know. He shows up for everything. But my mom's really simple. I just love it and it's a good thing and we're just better together. Yes.
I want to recognize too, Lisa came over to one of mine, she's been to that, I've been over to her place, it's always fun, and I really enjoyed Miss Lisa. At one of those she was at, I believe it's one of those, I want to bring up, gentleman who attended one of our guest appreciation parties that I had already on, and, Mr. David, if you would come on up, he's a good friend of mine, I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself. I'll just say, we went to school together and separated us. Another thing when I said people. You're talking to something, huh? Yeah, are you? But just like he, a classmate, hadn't talked to him in 40 years. We're having conversations now. She's a purchaser. She's in the Northeast. It's just been amazing. So I just want to introduce Mr. David. Let him tell you a little bit about his story, why, and his transformation. It's been an amazing one to watch from up front.
Oh, my why is I was looking at $1,000–1,500 versus $140. I needed some good health information. I go back to 2020. It's been a little longer than that. My mom passed away. My blood A1C sugar was 9. My health was completely out of control. 2021, I found myself on a walker, couldn't walk. Have 3 pinched nerves. A lot of stuff was going on, and I get a hold of Alan. In August? First part of August. So August the 12th, I meet out on August the 11th, get my drops after having a meeting on Thursday night. That was on a Friday. We started the drops and things started to turn around. I went back to my diabetic doctor. She said, why you not taking the medicine? Because I put that in my little information center. And she said, I said, no, I haven't took them in 3 weeks. She said, what are you doing? I threw the book on her desk and showed her what I was doing. She pulled my charts. My A1C had went down from 9 to 7. But at this point, when I went back on the 5th of September, it was 5.6.
Awesome.
And she said, no meds? I said, no meds. You order any? I said, no, I'm ordering from another doctor. And she laughed and I said, you can have that book, call me when you need some. And I go back, I'm going back, and they're probably gonna talk to me about some more information on it, but nevertheless, I no longer have the numbness in my legs. The reason I didn't want to sit down, Bubby asked me to sit down, I said, no, I don't want to sit down. 7 months ago, I could have not have stood back there and, listen to everybody because my legs would go completely numb because of my fat. I've lost 32 pounds, but I'm at that point. I did something stupid 2 weeks ago. And I'll tell you what that was. I did not stay with my regimen of the gym. And a lot of people say, well, you don't have to exercise. You don't. If you normal, I guess I'm not normal. You know, I go back to a friend of mine that says, what is normal? You know, I don't know what normal is, but I quit going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to start that back tomorrow morning before I go preach. I'm a full-time custodial maintenance guy at a school system in Lawrenceburg. Pastor a church full-time, and now I'm doing this and I'm loving it. I get to meet people. I don't get to talk to Alan like I should, him and Connie. Connie's the one that actually, I went to Alan, told him I needed help. He said, I can help you, I believe. He got me on it, and I thank Alan for that. I thank the good Lord for allowing me to have this progress that I've had. But I'm not gonna look back. I mean, you can't look back. If you have a downside, you can go talk to somebody. I had a lady this past week, 2 weeks ago, she texted me. She had just quit taking them. She actually sold her drops to somebody else. And she texted me back. She said, I've got to start them back. I see all of the people losing weight, people getting their anxiety under control, their blood sugar under control. I said, I get you a box in the morning. Then I text her back. I said, it'll be tomorrow evening. I've got to be in Athens to talk about this stuff. And she said, okay. So when I leave here, I get to go sell 2 more boxes. I've got 2 people looking. But, you know, it's the thing. If they stop taking it, they're going to come back because they see the results. And that's what I like about it. You know, you see the results. If you see the results, there's something wrong. You got to talk to them. And what I've noticed, people say, well, I have headaches. You're not taking enough water in. You're not eating right. Something's not happening. Something's going in that mouth that shouldn't be going in it. And I have people that tempt me all the time. And that's not the people, it's the devil in them, you know. I may get to preaching. I work in a school system, and these teachers, and I know some teachers are here, but they bring food in all the time. And it ain't the kind of food that I need to eat. And they'll say, you want this donut? I turned it down, Alan, I'm sorry. Yesterday, I took a chocolate Oreo ball and ate it. My son, he's on it. And the SRO, he's on it. I can't believe you did that in front of us. I said, look, y'all supposed to be my support team. I should have said no. I mean, it's sort of like Dr. Crystal says, the best, the good, and whatever. And that's one thing she had going on. I thought, man, I can go with this now. But that's pretty much my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I appreciate you sharing. That has been fun to watch that from close up. So I'm gonna let you draw this one.
415-7284.
So I appreciate your time again. Thanks, David, Ms. Connie. I've enjoyed reconnecting and working with those guys. I'm gonna get Buffy. She's gonna come back up now and talk for a minute. Buffy and I have bumped into each other for 10 or 12 years, 10 years, I think, maybe. Just coming down, I've been here, goes all the way back to the Lulu days, there are places, and I just really love the place. Appreciate you hosting here for us today. Buffy?
Thank you. We're coming to a close now. I do have one tip before I go on. That Kim Gray, I always, and I want y'all to do to Brittany or whoever, Jerry Allison, whoever's here that you can connect to. I mean, Andrea, bless her heart, like we all say, I'm like, call me. But when I get around Kim Gray, I always say, give me something that you do. Give me, I don't know, but just give me something. So we was in Orlando and I just walked up to her and I said, I need a tip. Just any kind of tip. Can you give it? She said, what about it? And I said, all right, our team numbers, their ID numbers and their password. And if Brent was here, Andrea can witness, I am bad about keeping up with my stuff. Like, where's my paper that's got all my team members on it? And I said, tell me what, and I hold it like this, ID, password. I said, how can I do this? What makes this simple? She said, put it under their contacts, in their numbers, in your phone. You lose your phone, it's in iCloud. So that was like, oh my goodness, that was awesome to me to go, okay, we got Brittany. Okay, what's her ID where I can go here, password where I go here and look wherever you are. Me and my little piece of paper, it's usually in my bedroom, in my closet office. If anybody wants to see that, you're welcome to go see it. Okay, guys, like we are summing up, but I just want to thank all of y'all for coming. I really appreciate it. But I want to kind of go back a little bit to the why. Most of you do know Brent Palmer. He was my principal at our school. And at our school, we have a round kind of circle and we go get our buses and we pull it around. And then when we come in in the morning, we pull it in and then we let the kids out and they go on and then we just go on. So Brent Palmer was one of those guys that was always waving, always giving these kids high fives. I mean, he was just super on campus. But one of those mornings, whenever I let all my kids off, there's 3 steps to the school bus, 3 steps up. And he missed that first one and he stepped up and he said, if I had a way for you to make some extra money, would you listen to me? And being my principal, I looked down and I said, yes, dummy, I've got triplets. And I said it thinking, he's my boss. And I just called him a dummy. And he just walked off, and it goes back to what Cannon was saying about just walking off. He just walked off. I'm thinking, what just happened? Why? Why did he just do that? But he called me back, and we set it up. Guys, my girls was 8th graders at that time. We had 5 in the house, and I'm a crier. Had 5 in the house, and he did not realize that we was 2 payments behind on house, and my kids couldn't join any extra stuff at school. They wasn't hungry, and nor we was poor. We didn't have no extra. So thank goodness to the Lemu company at that time. So my girls, fast forward, my girls started playing college basketball, and I'm real proud of this trophy case over here. They want their stuff to go to their own homes now. I'm like, no, that's my stuff. Don't you touch this. So we did not quit, but we stepped back to watch our girls play college basketball at University of North Alabama for 4 years. had a residual income coming in. Of course, it wasn't great, but it was still a residual income coming in. We traveled, we went wherever they went. Me and Billy just decided that we was gonna literally watch them play because they were their babies. Our two boys played ball, we watched them, and we knew it was getting to the end of no more sitting in the stands watching our babies play ball. And we kind of stepped back. It'll be 3 years this February that my husband had a heart attack. And I don't know if he's back from getting the barbecue or not, but when he was plugged up in that Huntsville hospital, it scared me to death. And I was sitting there looking at him going, if you die on me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I was scared to death. He's fine, he's good now. But at that point, we got home and I'm like, we gotta get healthy. And we gotta get some retirement. And we got to get some stuff going on because we're getting old. And if anybody watches my hashtags, it's growing. It's literally growing. My family's growing, so our Christmas gets bigger. So I called Palmer. I call him Palmer. He was Mr. Palmer back when he stepped up in that school bus. And now I call him Palmer. And I just called him. I said, hey, I'm ready to go again. Kind of like Cannon did, calling him. I said, I'm ready to go again. What I need to do? That's like a Sunday, Saturday, a Sunday. He said, I'll see you at my office after the school bus on Monday. And that's where we got started with this of doing the partner code, which I mean, I have switched and done all that. But guys, I go there to say is, I didn't really need the product, I guess you may say. I needed the money. And there may be somebody out there that you may have money, and I use Diane and Keith so much about this thing because they scared me. Keith was my road guy. I call him my road guy on my phone. And Diane drove a school bus, and they're okay. But I thought they need the product. But not only do they need the product, they wanted to have some money in the extra, you know, or to help somebody. God, if we can just go out and help somebody. If he had never stepped up on that school bus, we'd have lost our house. Plain and simple, lost our house. So you never know. So always step on that school bus. Regardless, step up and say something to somebody. Right. With all that being said, guys, I have a little challenge for everybody. And I want y'all to pass this out. If your wife don't make y'all cry, get you another wine. Pass these out. I want everybody. Pass them around. If you got a pen, you don't got a pen, I got pens.
You might decide to quit, we got to turn it back in.
What did you say?
I want y'all to take a minute. We got more. Guys, this right here is my wife. This right here is my wife. And let me look at it for a minute. I think we may be two down.
I thought you were gonna say some of them aren't.
Yeah, there's one that's right.
You said this one's my one. Let me look closer. Not this one.
So guys, write your why down. Like really, let's get serious about it. Can let's get serious about our why. Let's take a moment and think of all the stuff that we could do to help. And I want to take, while y'all are writing and thinking, Cynthia Bowen, stand up, please. This girl right here, if you don't know nothing about the product, ask her. Like, I would just love to just sit and just look at her and go, what is this? What is this doing? What's it getting? What's it do? The pudding thing is unreal. When we sit around here in a minute and fellowship, ask her some questions. Andrew Russell, get up here.
Yes, ma'am.
And Andrew Russell, I don't know what I do without her. My right arm. I mean,
Yes,
seriously.
Yes.
And she
yes.
pushes me more than you ever told me.
Golly.
So, thank y'all for coming down today. You did a great job. You're welcome.
Alicia.
Alicia, I would always add an A. Okay, listen to this really quick. I'm Cynthia Bolden. We drove in from Oxford, Mississippi, and I always give a big shout out to my ride or die James back there. So, I didn't come to say anything. I am here to learn, to love, to hug, and I wanted to be here with you. Like, y'all yesterday, I think you reached out to me. I told you I was gonna be in Birmingham. I didn't even know what was going on or whatever. We didn't go, and I asked Andrea, I called her last night. I think you was a little surprised. You sounded a little surprised that I was even coming. I didn't say anything. I wanted, I said,
I saw her 2 days in a row. She never said a word.
right, yeah, and I was gonna, you gonna say on your phone, I was lost with it all. But anyway, because the address is wrong. But anyway, that's what I mean about help. But listen to me. I never would have thought in a zillion years that I'm getting ready to tell you what I'm getting ready to tell you. Never would I have thought this. I have been with this company, through the legal company, for years, and I used the product from, and now all attached, and I'm 100% in the business. You see me around, I love it, love it, love it. Now listen to this, and we recorded too, but that's okay. When I have been asking myself all week since Orlando, if your why does not make you cry, you may need another why. And I'm just gonna put it out there. And I'm thinking, I'm just not crying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know why I'm here. From being in the health industry and being in health and wellness, I adore and love what I do. Do you hear me? I love what I do. Yesterday, James said, what you gonna do? I said, well, I don't know. I just had this burning to be here. It started a week ago. And I said, well, the thought came, well, you know, I could be doing this, 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 and this. Or, and I can catch it on Zoom, all you know the thoughts that come. 3:30 this morning, what did I do? I said, James. Now, you know you sleep at 3:30, right? I said, James. He said, huh? I said, I got to go. I believe the Lord told me to go. I got to go. We got to get up and go. I didn't go back to sleep or anything. I felt like it was Christmas. I had to be here. Not butterfly. You know when it's Christmas, you know what I'm talking about. Wondering what's under that tree feeling. Do you know I came 3 hours to understand something? If this had never happened, if I had never been obedient, I wouldn't have these tears in my eyes today. I don't do them that much. I'm just telling you, I got my why today from her. And guess what it is? Love never fails. I can truly say that I do what I do because I love it. And I don't want one person not to know about this, but I can use 1 Corinthians now at the very end. That's really my why. Love never fails, so Cynthia never fails, and she'll never give up on the people. I got my why.
All right, guys. Y'all can smell it. I smell some stuff cooking in the back. I wanna, there's so many people that I want to like stand up and clap and do everything, but this guy right here, stand up for a minute. Tell me where you're from.
Where I drove here from or originally?
Where'd you drive from?
Mississippi, right at the very top, South Haven, near Tennessee.
Okay. Are you in the business?
Oh, you are now.
Welcome to the
But
family.
what I'm saying is, right there is a great example of the drive to get, and I hope you learned something, and I appreciate you coming.
Awesome.
But- So guys. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up again, thank you. We're gonna mingle around, and of course, we're gonna prepare food, like I say, I think I see I smell Brett Robertson, he come in and had to plug his in here where we could all start being hungry now, but guys, thank y'all again for coming out, thank y'all for driving. I mean, thank everybody, Ricky, thank you for. Hey, I've got my little thing, let's turn it in, with my little wine, my little basket, I want to see everybody, and I may hold you accountable for it. Thank y'all.
Great job. You guys, thank you so much for jumping on here. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. We'll see you guys around. Love you guys.